Peace, love, and light collective. Thank you so much for tuning in to Cusp of Roses Tarot for your full moon in Leo chakra tune up reading. I'm so excited to get this reading out to y'all. I hope this full moon has brought in some good energy for you. I'm excited to see what's going on. I've been feeling a lot for the collective, so I'm excited to see just what we have going on. For those who are new to my channel, welcome to the Cusp of Roses family. Thank you so much for all of your likes, your shares, your comments, your subscriptions. I truly do appreciate it. I appreciate you helping me to build this beautiful, positive community here on YouTube for Cuspies and for anyone, truly. But thank you all. I really do appreciate you. And thank you to everyone who has requested a reading from me, who has donated to my channel. My heart is just so warm and just so grateful for all of the love that you guys have shown and all the love that isn't shown. So I appreciate that too. So thank you all again. I'm super excited as we move into the more springtime vibes. That's kind of been picking up a lot in my energy. So I'm excited to get there. So let's see what we have. For those who are new, please keep in mind that any message that is relayed in this reading could resonate with you now. It could be something you've already gone through or could be coming up for you in the future, okay? So just be patient with yourself. Be patient with the reading. If it doesn't resonate at all, that's perfectly okay. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with the reading. I just either wasn't picking up on your energy or the messages that were coming through just weren't for you, right? You might have already mastered those lessons. So just take what resonates, leave the rest. Yeah, there are chakra healing music that I've curated a bit of a playlist in my playlist section, so go ahead and check that out to kind of help you throughout the week or through these next 2 weeks until the new moon, or just for however long it feels good for you. Check those out because those are all meditations and music and frequencies that have helped me on my energetic journey, so I hope it can help you all as well, okay? I do begin every reading with a quick prayer, so at this time, please say any prayers, affirmations, mantras, meditations, practice anything that you need to in order to ground yourself with your higher self, connect with your higher self, your divine source, and your spiritual team. I will be praying to do the same for my energy and for all those who are watching, but it's helpful when you guys join in with me, okay? So go ahead and pray along with me, and then we will get into the energy that I was feeling, okay? So Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, Holy Spirit, Ascended Masters of Light, my own divine ancestral council, and all archangels, thank you so much for being here with me and with the collective. Thank you for connecting us in this moment in time. Thank you for allowing me to be a clear channel for the most important messages based in love, truth, healing, and light for the collective's overall personal development and ascension and growth. Thank you for walking us through this life. Thank you for protecting us. Thank you for covering us in your love, light, and mercy, and for lifting us up in courage every day to face and conquer whatever twists and turns may come. Thank you for giving us strong hearts, strong minds, and strong souls to be all in this moment together and support one another as you support us, and love one another and love ourselves as you love us. We are so grateful and so thankful forever, and so it is. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and just see what are the overall energies. Me getting a lot of throat chakra energy for the collective. I think there are a lot of truths being said, a lot of masks coming off, a lot of just shaking and rumbling and changing as far as being in command of our own lives, right? And speaking to our truths. Also getting some energy in the sacral area. I think as spring comes, right, we all get in this mode of newness, this mode of creation, this mode of blooming, this mode of, you know, shaking off that winter cold and really stepping into the sunlight. And I think that this Leo moon is the beginning of that energy coming in, this Leo full moon. So I'm super, super excited to continue to feel that. And to just sense that, right, with overall growth. Yeah, I feel like those are the main ones. Throat chakra, sacral chakra. I've been getting a lot of activity in my root chakra. I don't know anyone else out there has. Root chakra is that first chakra at the base of your spine. Mind you, we are only talking about the 7 main chakras that govern the human form. There are over 100 chakras that we have and have the ability to tap into, but we're just focusing on the main 7, right? The rainbow spectrum of light that kind of helps us and tethers us to this earthly realm that we live on, okay? All right, so for the collective, I think it's just, it's seeing a lot. There's that sacral chakra, guilt. I think that it's very interesting that this came out, because this came out in the pre-shuffle as well. It's this sense of, this card talks about, there's 2 people, right? This one person is chained to this kind of mundane-ish kind of task, right? Taking care of, doing the ironing, caring for, this caring role. And you see she has a halo. And then there's this person in the back who I believe, has vaka. And you can kind of tell it's like one's kind of in a darker spot, one's more in a light kind of energy. And this talks about guilt, just guilt of, it's emotions. Guilty for maybe holding some sort of resentment, right? Or resentments towards someone. Feeling chained, right? You see the cuff on their arm, chained to this position, to this caretaker role, while this person gets to kind of indulge in things that aren't good for them, indulge in alcohol, indulging in vices, right, that don't support them. But this person's kind of chained to this halo sort of light life, where it's like there is something that's like blocking them from doing that, but it's like almost some guilt, like in the sense of, and both people could be feeling it. This person could be feeling guilty that they can't, or not they can't, but whatever vices that they're attached to or deep in or indulging in stop them from helping this person. And this person feels guilty because it's like, it's almost the reverse. They see that this person is going through something, and it's just kind of like, okay, I want to help, right? I want to be there, but almost feeling a little stuck in that. Interesting. That's going to be interesting to see. Wow, more sacral. Impasse. That is, or an impasse. I say impasse like I'm fancy. And then release was a peeker. Crown chakra. This particularly talks about having the power to choose, the power of choice when it comes to creation. There's that full moon energy, Leo full moon, right? I think it definitely ties into this guilt. It's like looking back at the choices that we've made, might be coming up with this moon energy, this full moon. Just seeing how the power behind our choices, right? The power behind the creative energy that we all hold and we all store in our sacral chakra. And then release being in the crown chakra. It's kind of like truth being revealed, right? We get downloads from the universe at certain times to help guide us and inform us about either what's to come or what we're going through in the moment. This is calling for a release of the struggle against that. I think that sometimes those downloads can get very overwhelming, especially when it is in such contrast to our 3D, right? This 3D kind of world. So much contrast, and then it's just kind of like you want to block it out. You want to give up on it. You don't want to believe in it, right? It's going through some sort of purging, some sort of cleansing. You can kind of see this person has like their hands over their ears. It's like they don't want to receive the downloads anymore. They don't want to let go. It's interesting that they're in a cemetery, right? Things that have already been gone and buried. There's this shining light here. It's almost like, needing to allow yourself to transform along with your surroundings. And I think that that's where that impasse, like this energy comes in, where it's like, it's up to you to choose. You know, this is so interesting though, because I was having a conversation with my higher self, as I often do, about neutral, like neutrality. Like, is it possible to see everything in life, everything that happens in life, every choice that you make in life as neutral? Or anything that comes to you as neutral, right? I feel like we often like to push out, like, okay, how can I say this? Y'all, there's so much that be going through my head, but I feel like it ties into this. It really does. This sense of everything that happens is neutral. Our emotions, our personal emotions, add the color to it. So it's like, okay, right, somebody wrongs us, and someone wrongs us, so someone does something, right? Someone makes a personal life choice. Someone chooses guilt, or even, Spirit help me, because I know what you're trying to say, but how do I have the words to say it? Right. Okay. Thank you. It's this sense of when life happens, okay, however that looks like, change of job, someone hurts your feelings, someone says something rude, traffic, I mean, anything, when life happens, if at all possible, we could look at every situation as neutral, right? That there's no energy thinking, there's no energy charge behind it, right? There's no, even if it's like even if someone comes to you and it's like, yeah, I purposefully did this to hurt you, that action, rather than reacting in a way where you let that infiltrate, it's like you have the choice, or we have the choice, right, as a collective, to put our energy towards what is good for us and what isn't. And that's what I mean by neutral. Like, if you can sit there and be like, okay, this has happened, right, or this occurred, or okay, I made this choice, rather than charge it up with like guilt, right? Like, oh, I'm so guilt. I feel so bad that I made this choice, and like da 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 da. Or rather, charge it up with like anger, like, why did they do that? Why? Oh my gosh, da 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 da. It's like needing to stand in that power of, you know what? That yes might have hurt, or yes, they might have done something to upset me, but I'm not going to let that fluster my emotions. I'm not going to let that control how I respond. I'm going to respond in a way that keeps me grounded, that keeps me level, right? Like, not taking on those energetic transfers from whatever happens, like trying to remain as neutral in your own energy as much as possible. And I think that ultimately is the challenge, right? That's what's so difficult, because we are taught to feel such strong emotions about particular topics and things and ideals, that it often divides us more than it unites us. And I think that it's important to really try to aim for that neutrality. Like, that is how you feel, that is what you've done, that's the choice you've made. I'm going to choose to remain in a sense of balance, right? To find balance with whatever situations. There we go. I knew I was like, it's coming, y'all, but it's finding balance. Being that balance in your own life is so key and so crucial to not only empowering others, but empowering yourself. Knowing that no matter what happens, you are always in control of you, in the sense of, okay, I could feed this situation anger, I could feed this situation resentment, I could feed this situation ill will, I could feed into, whatever is coming at me, or I could just be neutral and say, okay, yeah, that happened, I'm upset about it, I can speak from a neutral place, but not allow it to affect you moving forward, or stop you from moving forward. Like, I think that that's a very delicate dance that we're all learning. And I think that that's kind of why this guilt here, it's like guilty about what we've created, right? This sense of looking back, and this definitely feels like a past energy, or just with past life memories attached to it, to a point where it's like, even let's say in this life, right, you have been charged with clearing a lot of karma. Let's just say that's your situation. Moons, like this full moon in Leo, is bringing out that vitality through that solar plexus on what have you willed into your life, right? And a lot of us may be getting downloads, right, of past lives where we maybe have made different choices, or, you know, what might have caused us to live in this karmic clearing path in this life, or, you know, whatever your situation, whatever you feel you're faced with. It's like looking back at those choices and looking back at what have I created by, like in this particular scenario, right? Like, what have I created by always being the helper, by always being the light? What have I created by doing that? Have I chained myself to people, places, things that only drain me, that aren't reciprocating? Or, you know, like, where have I done that, feeling that guilt? And then this same person over here, choosing to not support others, choosing to be self-indulgent, choosing to focus on me and not, you know what I'm saying? Like, how has that pushed me into this never-ending cycle of always needing help from people like this, right? Like, that type of thing. So really just working through any guilty emotions or emotions of guilt, and realizing that everything is a choice. We have always had the choice to choose our path. And there needs to be a release of just dead weight, like dead weight as in, right, thoughts, thought patterns, behaviors, just mentalities. And it's way, 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 way harder than, easier said than done is what I'll say. But it is something that I definitely think the collective is starting to understand. Like, this also feels like an awakening in some sorts, where it's like you're getting downloads, you're being called to something higher and greater than your immediate surroundings, right? Which isn't very lively, but there's this refusal and this resistance to it, and that's what needs to be released. Yeah, releasing any guilt, understanding that it's all a choice. Everything has been a choice up to this point, and that you're free to make better choices starting any moment you choose. But definitely allowing this transformation to happen. And I know it's going to be a bit difficult for many of us, right? Moons tend to highlight and bring in, you know, a lot of things that either we didn't want to see, hope to see, you know, it's just a mixture based on where you are and what you're trying to manifest in your own life. But yeah, definitely feeling that in this sacral. Definitely. All right, let's get a little bit more detail. Thank you so much, ancestors and spirit. Wow, that's way too many. Okay. For guilt, King of Swords, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. Okay, so this could definitely be masculine energy. This is crown chakra. Yeah. Clarity. So a masculine energy, whether this be you or someone you're connected to, maybe getting clarity. And it's so interesting. Look at this. She's ironing something that seems to be purple and gold. Yeah. And then it's like almost like it's royal, like royal. Purple is a very royal color. Gold, and it's just like, this is the purple card. So it's like, that's so interesting. So a King of Swords might be feeling a little guilty about I'm getting loyalty if you see these two dogs. Yeah. I don't know if you can see. Sorry, it's just like daytime. It's probably not. You probably can't. They're kind of dark. But yeah, it's this sense of like maybe feeling guilty about some loyalty that has been shown to them, or some sort of commitment, or some pure-heartedness that's been shown to them that maybe they neglected. Because you can see, like, even in the back of this card, right? Wow, more purple or more dark colors. This person, this would probably be that masculine energy in this purple, showing up as the King of Swords, right? Definitely seeing clearly, yeah, about a Six of Cups, about a soulmate situation, a soul connection or a soul tie. This is third eye energy. Yeah, so someone finally sees that, and it's Queen of Wands energy. So a King of Swords is feeling guilty about a soulmate connection between him and a Queen of Wands, which is fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Also could be water. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Okay, so even if this is like a reflection of just the masculine and feminine energy within you, it's you, yeah, you making peace with that masculine energy. I don't know why peace is coming out, but it's like there's this need for it. There's this need for balance. There's this need with the Six of Cups. Six is a number of balance, harmony. Yeah, it's like, yeah, a King of Swords, either you or someone you're connected to is finally gaining clarity on this soulmate connection or this soul tie. With a Queen of Wands energy, which could be you, or you could be the King of Swords connecting with the Queen of Wands energy. But definitely if this is your feminine and masculine energy, it's like clearing any guilt, clearing any, like I was saying, right, like with making choices. Like, let's say you've made, oh yeah, balance. Oh, beautiful. Root chakra. So the Six of Cups and the Queen of Wands is third eye chakra. This is root chakra, temperance, Sagittarius energy. So yeah, you definitely could be dealing with the Sag, have strong Sag in your chart, or you could be a Sag. And then you have the High Priestess, solar, love it. Absolutely love it. Solar plexus. Yeah, it's like, right, with the temperance energy, it's like someone's trying to balance out some sort of guilty conscience or clear some type of guilty conscience regarding a Queen of Wands energy. Yeah, and I think that's exactly what it is. Like, this Queen of Wands might have like, yeah, it's like there's a sense of commitment here. There's a sense of commitment with this Six of Cups energy. Soulmate, past life, strong soul tie really is what this denotes, right? It's like, I feel like this Queen of Wands has shown commitment and dedication, like, you know, has really held up their end of the light, right? And like, with this person being changed, like, this would be the Queen of Wands. Yeah. Guilt. I mean, ooh. Yeah, the Hermit. High Priestess. I was like, let's just clarify the High Priestess, the Hermit. Exactly, yeah. So this Queen of Wands energy, again, it could be male or female, may have hermited themselves in order to balance out with temperance this soulmate connection or this soul tie connection or whatever type of connection. It's a soul connection. Might have gone hermit, like shown up as the hermit in the will to serve and like, and to support this King of Swords energy. Yeah, definitely. And it's like having to do that somehow, it's like it's heightened this Queen of Wands to a High Priestess. But it's like they're still in that hermit vibe. This could be the King of Swords getting clarity. Yeah, the Hierophant. Wow. So, like, very intense major arcana. This could be the King of Wands getting clarity on like who's, like I said, who's been committed. The Hierophant is all about commitments. It's about law. It's about faith. It's about spiritual, laying down the spiritual law, like in the 3D, being that being that clear channel for justice in that way. Hierophant and the High Priestess, oh yeah, they are a match. Yep, the Hierophant and the High Priestess are like, this would be the Hierophant would be the spiritually evolved emperor, right? And the High Priestess would be the spiritually evolved empress. So definitely, yeah, this King of Swords is feeling a little bit of guilty, or having to reconcile some sort of guilt towards or with a connection with a Queen of Wands, who, right, it's like they're now seeing them, because even in the Hierophant card, right, you see you have the third eye here. He's looking back at her, so it's like he's finally seeing the truth now, and might have a little bit of guilt about, oh, like they were really like committed and in there, like, you know what I'm saying, they were really supporting me with their light while I was in this darkness. Like, that's kind of like the vibe. You might be seeing that type of thing, like gaining clarity on who really has supported you through your darkness, through your ups and downs, and who hasn't, and who deserves like this sort of faithfulness, this commitment from your own heart, right? So again, if that's like your own inner masculine and feminine energy, it's realizing your worth almost in that way, right? And releasing any guilt, balancing out any guilt about maybe the level of commitment and or dedication, or just the choices that you've made to support your own self, right? Or to, yeah, maybe just decisions you've made for family connections. Again, this could touch on a lot of different things. But I'm definitely getting, there is it's like a very strong spiritual connection here, that this King of Swords is like now being privy to who like is like, you know what I'm saying, like who really is deserving of that. Again, this could be you within yourself, like who deserves to be your High Priestess, or vice versa, right? Who deserves to be your Hierophant. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Okay, they're like, just move on forward. Let's go with impasse. I keep saying impasse. The Magician. Yeah, like I was saying. And it's beautiful. Another sacral chakra card. Hierophant being third eye. Again. High Priestess and Hierophant and Hermit, right? It's like, oh, interesting. I almost feel like this Queen of Wands was hidden in some way. They keep bringing me to this, the lamp. It's like, for the Hermit to be out, that's going within, finding your answers, seeking your higher self, your higher wisdom, the light within you. And it to be come out after the High Priestess, it's like that's what you found. Either King of Swords or Queen of Wands, that's what you found out, that you were the High Priestess. Or the Hierophant. Yeah, that's exactly that. And so someone in this connection may or may not, definitely does feel some sort of guilt about not being committed in that way, right? Like not acknowledging the commitment that was already being presented. Okay. All right. So yeah, with impasse, it's the Magician, like I said, having the ability to choose, having the ability to manifest what we truly want and what we truly desire. Sacral chakra energy, that's beautiful, yeah. More sacral? Wow. Yeah, Two of Swords. Making decisions, choices. Exactly. Okay, so we all have this Magician energy that we can tap into, right? Some can use it for the good, some can use it for the bad, right? It's making those decisions every day that builds our lives, right? And that it's easy to want to kind of, you can kind of see how she's not facing forward. She's kind of like leaning to one sword. It's easy to find bias in our thoughts, right? Like based on what we desire, because this is a lot of sacral energy. So it's like making sure, yeah, that we avoid this situation with the guilt, right, in our sacral, which would be considered a block. Because this is kind of like a balancing out even in this, like, in this guilt, it's like, oh, I didn't have a choice. I had to do what I had to do, or, that type of thing. Or, they didn't give me a choice. I had to because there was this spiritual commitment. This is what we signed up for, that type of thing. Like, that's the vibe. This is very, like, divine counterpart-ish. Twin flamey, deep soulmate connection-y. But it's like stepping into this real strong power of understanding that as much as we may think like, oh, I, made that choice out of commitment, right? Or I made that choice out of, like, I didn't have a power. It's like giving up your power. This is saying, yeah, no, you do have the power. You are the magician. You have all the power in the world to make choices, right? That's all this life is about, is choices. You choose what you want every day. You choose the life that you live every day, every single day. And it's like understanding that power that, okay, yeah, this happened because of choices that were made. And then you got to acknowledge that, like, okay, yes, I did choose to partake in this, or yes, I did choose to be committed in this way, or I did choose to go down this path, right? Go down this road. I did choose to have this connection, or whatever the case may be, right? I chose this job, I chose this lifestyle. And then it's just trying your very best to make the best out of it with temperance, right? How to find that balance. Yeah. Okay. Anything else for Impasse with the Two of Swords? A lot of little peekers. Yeah, Six of Swords. Moving on. It's like this person here is taking their younger child, inner child, right? And allowing that magician energy, moving away from maybe, I'm getting like some strong manipulation here. So with it being in the sacral chakra, this could be energy being like controlled by your desires, right? Being controlled in that fleshly way where it's like, I have no self-control. Like, I'm just gonna keep choosing to go in my own favor, right? As opposed to finding the happy medium in the balance. I'm going to keep choosing my own, you know what I'm saying? One over the other. I mean, essentially when you make a choice, that is what you're doing. But if it's not coming from a balanced place, this is like not making choices from a balanced place, in my opinion, right? Using intuition, or totally flip that totally around, because she is blindfolded, right? It's using your gut, using your intuition to choose which path you want to go on, and understanding that you have that power as the magician, right? This is the same vibe. You see, hands open. You can choose whichever path you want to go down in that forest, and hopefully you choose a path that brings clarity, that brings peace, and brings change and balance and harmony to your own mind and your own soul. That's the hope, right? Anything else threatening paths? Anything else? Yeah, Three of Wands. Absolutely. In that solar plexus. It's choosing the path so that you allow what is meant for you to come in, right? Like, Three of Swords is about waiting for your ships to come in, waiting for an opportunity to come in, being very balanced with that trinity, right? Like the trinity of yourself, your mind, body, soul, being very much in control of that, understanding what that is, what that looks like, what that feels like, right? To help make better decisions, or just more empowered decisions, as opposed to giving your power to other people to make decisions for you, or leaving it up to someone else to decide your fate. It's like you alone decide your fate, right? That is a choice in and of itself, to say, okay, I'm going to put my fate in your hands. That's a choice. So it's, and I think that maybe that ties back into the guilt, to where, either your masculine energy or your feminine energy, or someone that you're connecting with, or you towards someone else, you're feeling that sense of, wow, in moments where I could have chosen to balance out and come from a balanced place with this temperance, right? Be balanced in my root, come from a very rooted and grounded, balanced place. I chose to give my power away, right? Like, I didn't choose to be grounded in who I was. I chose to let someone else tell me what to do, or I chose to let someone else dictate my life, or, how it should go. So I think that we're really being shown influences in our own lives, and we're clearing that out and moving forward. Yeah, very beautiful. With this power of the magician, in the sense of I'm going to use all my creative power. I'm going to use this power of choice to make decisions, right? To make clear, intuitive decisions that are going to lead me to harmony in my mind, right? And lead me into a position to be always ready for what I want. Very, very beautiful. Or to just be ready for your own manifestations to come in. Ooh. Yeah. Knight of Cups. Okay. Yeah. Waiting for an offer to come in. Ooh, Seven of Swords. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. It's almost feeling like, yeah, that this offer is coming in. And whether you're masculine or feminine energy, whatever's coming into you, you seem a little bit closed off to it. Or very skeptical of it. This Seven of Swords. This Seven of Swords screams skepticism to me. Again, another full moon. Excuse me. Yeah, crown chakra, intuitively seeing who truly, yeah, like what truth still stands, what, it's like, yeah, someone's actually seeing the truth. Again, Two of Swords, these Two of Swords, right? It's like, oh, snap. Okay, I'm getting a very specific download, at least out of these three cards. It's like, for any of you who have been waiting on ships to come in, right? Like you've been manifesting, you've been willing whatever you wanted into your life, right? If whether that's like a better job, a new place to live, friends, family, a love interest, whatever the case may be. Although, right, like it's just waiting for what you deserve in this type of power. It's like you're getting some sort of intuitive hit about what might have been blocking you from making this decision or stopping you from receiving, or what's been keeping you in this waiting energy. There's definitely some sort of wow, that's deep. Some of you are going to be realizing that like you yourself, like you've been getting in the way of your manifestations coming in, and that's tough. That's a tough thing to reconcile within yourself, right? When you realize you're the one that's been getting in the way, it's almost like you want something. Okay, with this decision being in the sacral, it's like what you really want, what you truly desire. You know what sort of truth you want to hold. But there's some sort of download. There's something coming in through your crown, or something that you're seeing that feels as if there's like a block or some sort of deception that's keeping this from coming in. And I feel like it has something to do with this Knight of Cups, which would be throat chakra. Again, absolutely. This would be third eye. It's like choices. Yeah, it's like I keep getting pulled back into choices. I need the words. My words are like not with me today. Overall from past. Yeah, Two of Wands. This is all about path. Okay, I see now. It's almost like this energy of you know what you want, right? You know that you have the power. Okay, let's look at it like this. Okay, let me put this down. You know that you want to create something for yourself. You know that you can manifest. You know what you want to manifest. You know what you want, right? Let's just put it like that. You know what you want in a very 3D sense, right? But there's something that you're not seeing, or there's some sort of deception happening. Seven of Swords is about self-deception or interference, or you're blocking yourself somehow, some way. And that might be what you're realizing from accepting an offer, or accepting this newness, or accepting whatever manifestation is. Like, whatever manifestation you're waiting on with this Three of Wands, it's like there's a need to see some sort of something clearer, or there's a need to move forward in your mind, or move past something. Oh, okay. Yeah, tying back to the guilt, it's like, okay, with this High Priestess and Hierophant, right? I think these are a little bit connected. It's like, you know that you, okay, if you're the High Priest, let's just talk from the High Priestess, right? High Priestess, you know that this King of Swords, right, is a soul connection for you, right? You know the contract that you have, you're aware of it, right? Because you're the High Priestess. They are coming into aware of it as the Hierophant. Mind you, this could be vice versa, gender-wise, right? Energy doesn't know gender. But you're realizing that this is actually an ordained spiritual type of union, right? Where your souls are, your spirit is tied. Okay. And it's like, because now you know that, it's almost like you're looking at like, okay, well, why did you manifest? Why did they manifest what they manifest? Right? Like, why? You're trying to gain some sort of clarity on why this offer hasn't come in yet, or like either why this offer, like what's going on with the offer. Is there going to be an offer? Is there not going to be an offer, right? Because ultimately, like if there is, that would change how you would manifest, right? That would change the path that you take. I love that this is sacral chakra again, Two of Wands, very similar to empath. It's like that would change, that would add something to what you are manifesting on your path, right? Whether they are or whether they're not. So it's kind of like you are at this kind of like, okay, I could go this way with you, I could go this way without you. Is this happening or not? Like that type of waiting, like waiting for some sort of answer, some sort of offer to come in, that seems to be, it's almost kind of like you want it in the physical, but then when you're in your higher self, it's like your higher self is like, I'm guarded. I don't know. This isn't real. What is even happening? It's like, that's very interesting because generally it's your 3D kind of sense that could be a little more confused than your 5D, but it's almost like this, whoever I'm connecting with, it's like your 5D energy is like the guarded one, but your 3D energy is like ready, waiting for it. Like, okay, I'm down. But then your 5D is like, your higher self is like, hold on. Read the fine print. Let's look at this. Let's really go through it, right? Let's really see what's truth and what's not. Like, interesting. And it all has to do about manifestation, about a path. Like I was saying earlier. It's understanding that you have the power to create and the power to control. So it's like, yeah, someone's waiting on some sort of communication, because the Knight of Cups is about communication, some sort of communication in regards to a path or a plan. So if this is a High Priestess and the Hierophant, it's like waiting on that download to come in, or waiting on that communication to say, okay, are we going to move forward? Are we not? Is this a thing? Is this not? Because ultimately, I feel like whoever's in that position to end this impasse, like, you know that you are the magician in the way of whatever you want to create, you can. So whichever path you go, it's going to be, you're going to make it what you want it to be. You're going to make the best out of it. But it's like it's almost like you're kind of waiting to see, okay, like, are you going to be a part of my path or are you not? Interesting. And you might be seeing that with like friends, with family, with love interests, with jobs, right? With careers, finances. Like, is this going to be a part of my new path or not? So I think this, like I said, interesting that I said that this Leo full moon kind of feels like the beginning of spring, that newness, that freshness. So I think a lot of us in the collective are starting to really feel that door opening to say, okay, this is a blank slate. Let's start anew. What do you want to create? So it's kind of like looking back on the past, or just like looking back at the choices you've made thus far to be like, okay, do I want to bring this person? Do I not? Do I want to keep this mindset? Do I not? Do I want to switch it up here? Do I not? Like making those choices. But ultimately it's like, you know, that you're that magician in that sense of you can conjure up that energy and that balance within yourself to operate and move and manifest from your heart. But it's like you're waiting on some sort of communication, whether it's like a job offer, whether it's, you know, a friend saying, yeah, let's move to this new state, or, you know, some sort of support from family. Take it how it resonates, okay? But it's like your 3D self is very ready for it, but your higher self is like, boo-boo, like wait for clear communication, wait, you know, let's read the fine print. And I think that might be a little bit of a struggle for some of us out there, okay? Let's look into release. Thank you so much. Ancestors, thank you. Queen of Coins. Yeah, so someone's definitely gonna have to release some control, release some sort of investment, release some sort of status in order for this newness to come in. Yeah, release some heartbreak. So I'm getting a very strong like work career vibe with this release. With these cards, it's like, if let's say you always dreamed of being an accountant and you went to school for it, you've gotten a job for it, blah, 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 you know, you did the whole nine, but now it's like it no longer serves you, it no longer fits your new energy, especially now that we are in New Earth in that way. It's like you've grown, you've matured, you've invested so much in it, it's helped you grow, but there's this heartbreak around it. It's like, it's almost like, yeah, you got to release it because you've grown a little bit too big for it. And I think that's also very hard too, right? To be in something for so long and then realize like, damn, I've outgrown it, but it's so familiar. It's so comforting almost that, you know, you've invested. It's been the thing you've done day in and day out, or whatever the case may be. But there's needing to release some disappointments about that, that whatever's being removed or whatever you are growing out of, it's good. It's good to grow out of things, you know, because then that means you get to create more space around you for new things and things that are better suited for you and that give you more comfort, right, than you would have had, or more challenge if that's what you like, or just, it's like, it's okay to grow out of things, right, and say that, you know, that just doesn't align with me anymore, and, you know, live in a new energy. But sometimes that can be heartbreaking, especially if we have so many ties and so many connections to it, right? Especially if it comes to coins and money and finances. Anything else for release for the collective? Yeah, and that might be that Tower moment that's coming in. This will to move forward, right? This will to move past any type of shadow devil energy in the sense of attachments, right? The devil is all about attachments. What do we attach to? So some of this could be like, I'm attached to my money, right? Like I cannot imagine myself, you know, not having a steady check, or I can't imagine myself not working 7 jobs, you know, or whatever the case may be, or I can't, you know, being just very attached to whatever money foundation you've built, or 3D type of foundation. But that's what's crumbling down. That's what's crumbling down. Yeah, and the Wheel of Fortune, that's beautiful. Oh, I love that. And the Wheel of Fortune is coming to end, to change, to turn. Now, what's very interesting is that this Wheel of Fortune also has 4 elements in it, all 4 elements, as does the Magician. Okay, creating, right? Sacral energy, creative energy, heart energy. It's the only heart card out on the deck. So your heart, yeah, it's a change of heart. And that might be a little heart. It's either you feel a little bit disappointed or heartbroken, and like where you just knew you were going to be in this forever, and now you kind of feel like you've outgrown it. So it's like having to kind of reconcile that with the heart and release yourself as basically. And I'm definitely getting this. A lot of the collective is starting to get downloads about, hey, this job no longer serves you, or this lifestyle no longer serves you, or, you know, this career path no longer serves you. It's time to switch it up. It's time to switch it up, or we need you to do something else. And you're just like, wait, what? I've built so much with this, you know what I'm saying? I've put a lot of time, I've put a lot of effort, I've nurtured these coins into being the queen of coins. Like, what do you mean I gotta let it go? Boom, that's that Tower, Scorpio energy, right? This is also Earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, the Tower. It's like, that's what's crashing down. Like, what do you mean I've built all this up and I gotta let it go? I gotta let it go. But it's kind of like the divine's coming in. It's like, can you trust in your heart that this Wheel of Fortune will give you more than what you have? So again, there we go. That neutrality, like, can you allow this Tower moment, this realization, right? This change of heart, this change of will towards something else, or the crumbling, allowing something to fall. Can you allow this Tower to happen and trust and have faith from your heart, right? That the Wheel of Fortune is here to serve you and will bring you more than what you even built. Queen of Coins being third eye energy. Can you release it, right? And it's like some of us are like, nope, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear you tell me I got to let all this go. I'm not letting it go. It's like this stubbornness a little bit. And then some of us are going to say, okay, I trust. I'm going to let it go and trust that the Wheel of Fortune is going to bring me something more to match my heart space, right? Where I'm not in this Three of Swords, heartbreak energy. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Anything else? Yeah, why? Because you got the 10 of Coins here. Yes. Yes. The 10 of Coins. Okay? So it's needing to release that. And maybe it's even releasing the idea or the ideal 10 of Coins situation for you. Maybe that's what's coming into change with this Wheel of Fortune, right? Maybe what you originally were building towards as the Queen of Pentacles isn't going to actually bring you the 10 of Coins the way you imagined it to be, right? Because you see, like, she has this family in the portrait, all this money, the riches, the abundance, and that's what's crumbling down. That it's almost like this realization, like, oh, I've been investing in something, someone, some path that isn't actually going to bring me all that I dreamed of or my ideal situation. And that's what's crumbling down. And that's where some of heartbreak could be coming in, right? But this is the divine coming in to say, don't worry, trust in your heart that whatever is leaving is for the best and whatever's coming is going to be for the best, right? And how you handle this Tower, how we all handle this Tower moment, whatever it be, is what will better align and better move this Wheel of Fortune towards something in our greatest good and for our highest good, right? Away from a Three of Swords kind of heartbreak. Anything else for release? Anything else? Okay. Yeah. Knight of Wands, wanting to rush forward. This is communication. Knights are about communication, movement. And it's like some of us may feel a little impatient about that. Nine of Wands, guarded. Because I feel like this Tower moment around this 10 of Coins, right? Like, if you're realizing, like, oh, the path that I'm on isn't going to actually lead me to what I want, you may feel a little bit wounded about that. You may be a little bit guarded about that. You may feel, again, stubborn about receiving that information. But it just need to release it, right? And know that the more you release, the quicker this will come in, right? The more your passion will ignite. Now, the Knight of Wands moves in quickly and also moves out very quickly, right? So it's like allowing this emotion of heartbreak about, okay, what I've invested in isn't going to lead me towards the happiness that I want, the abundance that I want, right? Allowing that to rush through you. And not rush as in like push it through you, but just allowing it to wash over you and being like, okay, that's what it was. Give yourself that moment to mourn in that Three of Swords, but trusting that this Wheel of Fortune is going to move quickly in your favor and it will end up in your favor. You just got to release any resentment or any guardedness you might have towards that creation, okay? Very, very interesting energy, this Leo full moon. All right, let's get some Work Your Light Oracle cards to just see what we need to think about for this harvest, right? Full moons are about harvesting. Yeah, you're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. So Spirit's like, there's nothing to really think about. You're already doing it. Just keep following that intuition. Follow your gut. High Priestess and Hierophant, right? Anything else? Thank you so much. Let's see what else we have for this spread. Thank you. Share your voice. Yep. Come out of the cave. Persecution and expression. Exactly. So this is needing to share your voice. Knight of Cups, right? Share that love. Share that opportunity. Share those emotions and those feelings, right? Anything else? The ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. I love this. Absolutely. You are getting these downloads from the divine because it's good for you. This tower moment is happening for you, not to you. So whatever you invested in that you thought was going to bring you that 10 of coins, right? And again, Queen of Coins could be a male or a female. Whatever you invested in and nurtured, that's that nurturing energy to try to get to this 10 of coins, this 10 of pentacles, this abundance, right? There's a tower happening that's going to crumble. How you were going about it, what you were doing, that level of investment, it's going to crumble. Allowing this to be an unfolding moment, right? Trusting that you are ever unfolding. This Wheel of Fortune is always going to come in for you and bring you towards your greatest good, okay? It's happening for you, not to you. That's a key. That's a key. Very big key there. Protection. Yep. Call back your power. Cut the cords. Soul retrieval. That's what I was saying about giving your power away to others, right? Like that ultimately you have the choice. It's all neutral. This tower moment, it's neutral. It's neutral so long as you see it as neutral. Whatever energy you put behind it is what you're ultimately going to get in return. So, right, be cautious of feeling too heartbroken about it or not allowing that attachment to go, right? Like just to release the attachment of it and trust that it's crumbling because something better is coming in to be built. And that you don't avoid it or be guarded against the rebuilding of that. Because the 10 of coins is always available. How we get there, what we do to invest and get to this is what changes. Okay? I'm going to pull one more overall. For the full collective, for this Leo full moon. That's way too many. Okay. What else do we need to know, ancestors, for this Leo full moon, for the collective? Anything else? Yeah, mirror, absolutely. Who or what is triggering you? Absolutely. So again, this could be realizing what friends, what family, what lovers, what connections actually trigger you, right? This is that King of Swords realizing, oh shoot, I am in a spiritual union with someone who is my Six of Cups, right? Who does bring me balance, or who is balanced in themselves, right? They just are a little hermited, right? Like, what is triggering you? Is it the guilt of not acknowledging that, right? You see what I'm saying? Is it the fact that you have choices and then you have to speak on something? Is that triggering you? Or is it the fact that this tower's happening, right? Is that triggering you? Why is it triggering you? Why are you attached to what it is? Like, getting into those questions and those details is what's going to really help. But I love it. I love this collective. I think we're all moving in a very, very good pace towards what we truly want to manifest. And look, you are already doing it. Don't overthink it, right? Just keep facing your true north. Keep following your gut, following your intuition, and following your heart, okay? As always, I'm sending you so much love, so much light. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I will see you all during the new moon in Pisces, okay? Many blessings to you, and I pray that this full moon continues to bring you a good harvest, okay? Namaste.